Let's get in Parag Parikh, who's with us. Parag, thanks very much for your time, sir. Good afternoon. Prashant this side.
Thank you.
So, you know, I've got your basic framework of looking at markets right now, which is that don't be too negative. The government is doing a fair bit. It's done a fair bit. So there is no reason for excessive pessimism. I just want to draw your attention to oil, sir, which is now closer to $118 a barrel or so. What is your sense with that in the backdrop of where we are headed in the marketplace?
I doubt whether all these things have really with anything to do with the markets, because in 2003-4 to 2007 till 2007, the price of dollar went from the price of oil went from $40 to $100, and your market started going up, you know. And then afterwards, 2007, when it went up to $130, your markets went down, you know. So actually there is no correlation, and at certain points of time you have this raw material prices distortions, you know, and we make a very big thing of it, and we ultimately try to do is then give a reason for something what has happened, you know. But let's consider the overall scenario. Everyone is getting into gold and real estate, you know, and just now the equity is really the most neglected area, and I believe that when only bad news are coming in the markets as far as equity is concerned, these are the best times to buy. You know, we have to be greedy when others are fearful, and I think those situation is coming over here.
So, okay, can we make the opposite relation that I mean, oil is at the end of the day an asset class. If it, I mean, you know, the correlation is positive. I mean, is that a fair thing to say? I'm talking about oil and markets.
Yes. It's over a period of time. Yeah. No, I think history has proven it. No, as I told you, 2005 to 2007, it went up from $40 to $100, and the markets also went up.
Yeah, but
markets went up from 4,000 to 20,000.
Okay, but I think we'll have to look at history before that. We'll do that, I guess. But okay, so let's just get your way of looking at things out of the way. So what is your sense? You're saying things are definitely improving across the board.
No, definitely. You see what is happening with the country. I think, you know, diesel has been slowly been delinked. Petrol prices, I mean, the petrol has already seen the liberalization, the reforms going ahead with it. Then you see the railway price hike, which was not done last year in the budget. Now this year they have been able to do the rail hike also, the passenger fare hike. And then you see in a place like Bombay also, where you have the Shiv Sena and the BJP government, they have been able to increase the rates of the BST bus travel, you know. So I think that when an idea whose time has come, nobody can stop it. Not even politics can see to it that sound economic decisions need to be taken. And politicians are taking that sound decisions, and I'm sure Chidambaram in this budget would take sound economic decisions rather than populist ones.
Sound decision rather than populist ones. You know, I'm tempted to throw in the budget question here as well. And I know roughly what you're going to say. You're going to say nobody's got a clue what's going to happen, right? So why are you saying that this budget will be more sound?
Get your TRP ratings going.
I hope so. But then why are you saying that, you know, it'll be more sound than populist? I mean, why have a view at all?
No, I'm just telling, I'm hoping that it should be. I'm not having a view.
Okay.
I'm Prashant, I'm just hoping because see, just now before the budget exercise, what will happen is there will be certain people who will be coming on your shows, and if it is from a particular industry, that industry would be asking for SOPs. You know, if someone is from the steel industry, they'll be asking for SOPs. So just now what you're going to see till the run-up of the budget, everyone is asking for something what they want, you know. And then you will have analysts trying to predict what the finance minister will give. So you're going to have all those sorts of discussions till the run-up of the budget. In fact, even when the budget is being given, you will have this thing on your channels, a lot of people trying to say, now this is the meaning of this is the meaning of this, and then at the end of the budget speech, you will find that most of them have gone wrong, you know. So that's why I don't much attach any importance to any discussions on the budget, because still we don't know what the finance minister is going to say. And even after the budget comes, it takes about 48 hours for everything to really sink in, and then we can come out with, okay, what are going to be the repercussions.
No, so what you're saying is ignore it, because there is no value in analyzing it before it actually.
I would ignore it. I would ignore it.
Okay.
Yes.
But once the budget is out.
Analyzing, yeah, this thing, yeah.
No, got it.
Budget has a meaning only after a week after it has been passed, you know.
Let me ask you, do you think the budget, once it is out, I'm not asking you to predict what will be in it or what, I mean, you know, what it will include or not. Do you think it can be a significant direction setter for the market broadly? I mean, you know, either the all the reforms and good work can be continued,
yes, I believe,
or it can go the other way. So in that sense, can it be a direction setter? Yes.
No, I believe it would be that way, because I'm an optimist. I would believe that it will go the right way. But you never know what happens on that day, and what are the political compulsions with the politicians, that how do they do it. You know, it's very difficult to judge. But as an optimist, I would want it to go that way, and I believe it would go that way.
Okay, all right, got that. You know, so I don't know if I should be asking you this. Are you paying any attention, or rather, would you pay any attention to all the political permutations and combinations which are talked about quite extensively? I don't know if you hold that in any value.
I'm intelligent enough to even understand all those things, you know.
I'm sure you are.
I can't. Nobody can understand.
Okay. No, you know, the reason I asked that is because the budget may contain a lot of good things, right? But those are essentially what the government wants to do through the course of 2013. That's basically fiscal 14. The reason I brought up politics is because you have elections in 2014. So, would it really set the direction up for the market if it contains all good things? I mean, if essentially the good work continues or is seen to be continued in the budget, would it be seen that way, or would people essentially be very skeptical because of elections the year next?
Good and bad is very relative. What is good for the economy may be tough for the people. So people may not like the budget, but well, some hard steps have been taken, and it may be good for the economy. And something which is very good for the people may be bad for the economy also, you know. So I think the finance minister will have to really see to it that, does he want to go in for growth? Does he want to bring the economy up and take the right decisions? See, there is one thing. Do you want to do the right thing, or you want to do things right?
Okay, got that. You know, I know you. You can't talk about specific stocks. You're getting into the asset management business, and I hope and I wish you well for that. But can you, hearing what you're saying, essentially it looks like you'd want exposure in government-facing companies. I mean, sectors which essentially are seeing some reforms being done. I mean, is that a way to look at things, or no? I mean, it's a good thing that reforms are happening, but you don't want to buy reform companies. You'd rather stick with non-government facing companies. What is your preference?
Yeah, I think we would go by that, because sometimes political compulsions make them do something which is not good for the company, you know. But of course, I think things are changing, because where the price increases are coming, the diesel prices, the gas prices, I think the government also understands that you just cannot wish away the tough measures which you have to take.
Okay, got that. And without getting into specific stocks, Mr. Parikh, I just want to get your attention to a lot of perceived high quality, high P multiple consumer stocks, etc., which have corrected quite a bit in the recent few weeks actually. I mean, actually since this earning season has started, for different reasons. In some cases growth has slowed down, in most cases growth has slowed down, in other cases there have been specific issues of higher royalty, etc. How are you thinking about those kind of companies?
You see, we really go with bottom-up stock picking, and sometimes, in the lifespan of a company, there are good times and bad times, so you should not say that one bad quarterly result or a couple of bad quarterly results would be extrapolated too much into the future, because companies do have their ups and downs, and if it's a good company run by a good management, a good product, good pricing capacity, then I think such dips and all, help you to pick those stocks up, So we have a very different view, and that's why we don't believe in chasing fancies, because when you chase a fancy, you pay a fancy price, and when the fancy ends, you end up with a fancy loss,
Okay. All right. Thanks very much, Mr. Parikh. Great to have you with us here. Run us through some basics in terms of how you think about things.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. I think Power Grid numbers are out. Numbers look absolutely in line, I think, with expectations. Or actually slightly higher. 1,022 crores was the expected. All right. I think, 1,022 was the expected profit. The actual number is 1130. So yes, it is slightly higher. The top line estimate was about 3170 crores, 3170. And I think we should be able to put the actual number out in just a bit as well. The consensus, that is Power Grid, which is spiking up as we speak. And it's a favorite. It's a favorite amongst most investors who have got a positive disposition towards the utilities space. I mean, and we heard a lot about Power Grid, especially while the NTPC offer for sale was on. Those who actually did not want to put money to work in NTPC, saying you could buy a much better quality, much higher quality franchise, that is Power Grid. Very stable earnings, regulated business in a way. So that's Power Grid for you. 3362 crores is the top line, which is again much higher than what is being projected. 3169, 3170 was the estimated number. Okay, so that is Power Grid. I'll get the management on in just a bit as well, and we'll talk about Power Grid in a bit more detail. Right now, let's bring in our research team. Pankaj is